Hey there, welcome back. In this video and always in the series about Kotlin for beginners, we are going to learn about objects and companion objects in Kotlin. So let's get started. Always with an empty project, we'll try to learn about Kotlin's objects and companion object. The first thing to note about Kotlin object that it allows you to create single instance of classes directly provided with the language. Let's, for example, create an object using the keyword of object like that. And here you can create, let's say, something, and you want this something to be one. That means single. There is a single instance of this something or this object. Okay, let's create a provider, or let's create a factory of something, a factory, and within this factory, it will produce for us some strings. Let's create a function called getString, and simply it will return hello. Now you can use directly this function factory dot get this string directly, and the system or the language will guarantee that there is one instance only of this factory. If you are doing it with a class, well, you have to create a factory object, then use its method. Now this is different, and this is called the singleton design pattern. Now sometimes within classes sometimes we want to have some methods that are accessible globally via the name of the class. So let's say I have a class called hello world, and this class will simply provide a function to get hello, for example. And here I will return something, and I want another function get world, and it will return 17. I want to be able to call this getHello method from the instances of this hello world. And now let's say I want to create or call this function. I should create an object of this hello world. Let's call it just hello world like that. And here, let me close this. And here I can call hello world like that, get hello, and hello world dot get world like that. Now what I want to do now is this. I want to call this getHello from the instances of this class, which is what we are doing. But this getWord, I want to call it globally from the name of the class directly. I don't want to call getWord from the instances. Okay, this is same like static function in Java. Okay, to do that, you have to create a companion object like that, and put the declaration of the functions you want to be accessible globally from the class name in this companion object. Put it here, and now you won't be able to call this method from the instances, but from the name of the class, like that. Okay, so if you have utility classes like converting things or formatting dates, and you want to be able to put them in simple classes, you can put them here in companion object, or you can create directly an object. This getWord cannot access the hello world class. You can't call getHello. But you can do the inverse. You can get the word like that. You can, from the class, you can call the content of companion object, but not the inverse. Now you can create more objects inside this class of hello world or any other class, but you can't create two companions. Well, you can do that. We can't do that. Okay, as you can see, this compilation error, conflicting declarations. Okay, but you can create other objects. Let's say I want to implement the design pattern of the factory method, for example. Okay. Well, you can create object and name it. Well, you have to name it. Let's call it factory. And this object will be responsible for creating the instances of this hello world. Okay, so let's create a function here called create, for example, hello world. And it will return simply hello world like that. And here, let's put this as private constructor. And we will get an error here. What you can do now is to call a hello world class dot the name of the object you created here, which is the factory, and you can create hello world like that, and this will work perfectly. Okay, this is how you can encapsulate your creation process inside the factory method. This is a factory method and not an abstract factory design pattern. Okay, so this is how you can create companion objects and object. The last thing I want to mention about object is that we can use them to create anonymous classes. Let's say we have, for example, mouse adapter, which is an anonymous class. I'm using it here for the sake of example. You can use click listener or tab click listener in Android. But here, this is an abstract class, and we want to override its methods. Let's say its method, one of the methods, and use them directly. You can store them directly here in an object. This is what I mean by anonymous objects, okay? And the result, you can store them in, let's say, a variable like that, or a mask that, and you can use that variable to pass it to various functions. Here you can override, well, this is an abstract function. You can call Control-O to override this method. For example, when mouse wheel moved, you can do something, okay? We have the same thing with interfaces. This is an abstract class. You can use the same thing with interfaces. You can use them with interfaces like that. For example, let's say we have mouse motion listener like that. We don't need the parentheses here because this is an interface, only the brackets and object declaration like that. And here we will have an error because we have to implement all the methods in this listener or this interface. Because this is an interface, you can create, or you can click Alt-O or Alt-Enter and implement the members. There is 2 of them, and here you go. And you can store them directly in a variable like that and pass this thing directly into something. So this is how you can declare singleton, create companion object, or create objects inside classes, or use the object as an anonymous implementation of something. So thank you for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate it, and I hope you learned something about objects and companion objects. If you didn't watch the video about Kotlin interfaces, inheritance, and abstract classes, you can watch them directly from here. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to post them in the comment below. I will be happy to answer. Thank you again, and see you in the next video.